Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something that has the power to transform your life, the ability to act as if nothing bothers you. Life, as we all know, is filled with ups and downs, is full of challenges, disappointments, and moments when it feels like the world is pushing against us. But what if I told you that the way you respond to those challenges is the key to your peace and power? You see, we can't always control the obstacles that come our way. There will always be tough moments, tough people, and tough situations. But the one thing we have complete control over is how we respond. And when you learn to respond with grace, with strength, and with confidence, you begin to tap into something powerful. There is a great truth in the fact that you don't have to let everything bother you. The storms may come, but you don't have to let them steal your peace. Imagine if you could face every difficulty in life as if it were just another step towards something greater. What would your life look like? What would you be able to achieve? The key here is self-control. You see, we can't always control the events around us, but we can control how we react to them. It's not about ignoring your feelings or pretending everything's okay when it's not. No, it's about choosing to rise above those feelings, about choosing to stand strong in the face of adversity. You have the power to choose your response. I think of people who faced incredible odds with calm and strength. They didn't let the circumstances define them. Instead, they rose to the occasion. Their response wasn't shaped by what happened to them. It was shaped by who they are on the inside. They knew that no matter how hard things got, their spirit was stronger than anything life could throw their way. And here's the thing you can build: a shield of positivity around yourself. The world is full of negativity, but you don't have to let it in. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and keep your thoughts positive. Every day, choose to speak life over your circumstances. You may not control everything that happens, but you can control your attitude, and your attitude will change your world. It's also important to realize that faith plays a huge role in this. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are essentially trusting that everything is working out for your good. When you have faith in the bigger picture, you can look at any setback and say, this is just part of the plan. This is not the end. This is just a chapter in my story. With that mindset, nothing bothers you because you know you're moving towards something greater. Think about it. The challenges you face today could be the very thing that prepares you for the success you'll experience tomorrow. Setbacks are setups for comebacks. There's nothing in your life that's wasted. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So today I challenge you to rise above your circumstances. Choose to act as if nothing bothers you. Don't let the tough times steal your joy. Don't let the struggle shake your faith. When you do this, you will not only face life's challenges with grace, but you will begin to change the way you see the world. Live with purpose. Live with peace. And no matter what comes your way, remember you are stronger than you think. You are capable of overcoming anything. Keep your head high, keep your heart strong, and let nothing, absolutely nothing, bother you. Have you ever faced a moment in your life that felt like everything was coming at you all at once? The kind of moment where you felt like you were barely holding on, where the weight of the world seemed to rest on your shoulders? I think we all know what that feels like. It's in those times when life tests our limits that we often discover what we're truly made of. But here's the thing, it's not what happens to us that defines us, it's how we respond to what happens that shapes who we are. Life is full of unexpected twists, but what if I told you that the way you choose to react in those moments could unlock a strength inside you that you never even knew existed? I want to talk about resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from difficult times, it's about learning to thrive in the midst of adversity. It's about walking through the storm, knowing that you have the power to stand strong and emerge stronger than ever before. It's about understanding that life will test you, challenge you, and sometimes break you down, but it will never defeat you if you choose to rise above it. Embracing resilience means acknowledging that tough times will come. They always do. But it also means knowing that you have everything you need inside of you to overcome them. The strength, the courage, the grace, it's already in you. You may not always feel it in the moment, but I promise you it's there. It's in the way you continue to move forward, even when it feels like the world is pushing you back. It's in the way you hold your head high, even when everything around you is falling apart. I've seen it time and time again, the people who refuse to let life's struggles dictate their peace. They may stumble, they may fall, but but they get up. And with each step, they grow stronger. And you know what? So can you. You can learn to embrace resilience, to act as if nothing bothers you, to keep your head high and your heart strong, knowing that the challenges you face today are preparing you for a future that's even brighter than you can imagine. Life, as we all know, is not always smooth sailing. There are moments when everything seems to be going wrong at once, when it feels like the world is conspiring against you. Challenges come in all shapes and sizes: the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, an illness, or even just the weight of everyday stress. We've all experienced those times when it feels like we're carrying more than we can handle, when we question whether we'll ever get through it. But here's the truth: challenges are not the problem. It's how we view them that matters. Life's difficulties don't define us unless we allow them to. Instead of seeing these challenges as obstacles, we need to shift our mindset and recognize them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to evolve, to become the person we were always meant to be. Every difficulty you face, no matter how big or small, has the potential to teach you something. It's in the hardest moments that you often learn the most about yourself, about your strength, your resilience, your capacity to endure. You see, life will never be without its challenges. It's simply a part of the human experience. The key is not to avoid them or wish they didn't exist, but to face them with the understanding that they're a natural part of our journey. These challenges are not personal attacks. They are not meant to destroy us, but to build us. They refine us, mold us, and shape us into something greater than we were before. In the midst of our struggles, we often don't see the bigger picture. We get caught up in the pain, in the frustration, in the feeling that it's all too much. But if we can step back just for a moment and see that these challenges are preparing us for something bigger, something more powerful than we could ever imagine, we start to change the way we respond to them. Instead of allowing them to defeat us, we begin to embrace them. Not because we enjoy the struggle, but because we know that the struggle is making us stronger, more capable, and more ready for what lies ahead. The greatest success stories aren't written by those who've never faced adversity. They're written by those who faced it head on, who refused to let it hold them back. When you recognize that challenges are a part of your story, not the end of it, you begin to see them for what they truly are: stepping stones to something greater. So don't be afraid of the challenges ahead. Instead, embrace them, because each one is preparing you to become the best version of yourself. There is something incredibly powerful about self-control. In a world where everything seems to move at a rapid pace, where emotions are often triggered by the slightest thing, the ability to control how we react is a game changer. Self-control isn't just about holding back in the moment, it's about choosing to rise above the immediate reaction and create space for a response that reflects who you truly are. It's a quiet strength, a calm in the storm, and it is one of the most valuable tools we have in shaping the direction of our lives. When life throws challenges our way, our first instinct is often to react. We want to lash out, to defend ourselves, to express the frustration we're feeling. It's natural. But what if we could pause for just a moment before reacting? What if, instead of responding from a place of anger, fear, or hurt, we chose to respond from a place of inner peace, strength, and wisdom? That's the power of self-control. Self-control allows us to create that moment of pause, to take a breath before we speak, act, or make a decision. It's the ability to resist the urge to react impulsively, to let go of the need to control everything around us. And when we master self-control, we find that we can navigate life's challenges with a sense of ease and grace, even when the world is spinning out of control. Think about it. When you are in control of your response, you take back your power. You no longer let external circumstances dictate your peace. Instead, you stand firm in the knowledge that you control how you move through the world. You can face criticism without becoming defensive. You can encounter failure without losing hope. You can meet adversity without losing your joy. The beauty of self-control is that it doesn't mean you suppress your feelings. It means you choose when and how to express them. It's not about ignoring your emotions. It's about understanding them, processing them, and then deciding how you want to respond. When we can control our reactions, we free ourselves from the emotional roller coaster that so often comes with life's challenges. We stop being at the mercy of our circumstances and begin to navigate them with intention and purpose. Self-control also teaches us resilience. It shows us that we can endure difficult situations without letting them break us. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that no matter what happens, we can handle it. Life may not always go according to plan, but with self-control, we are always in charge of how we face the unexpected. It's a skill, one that can be nurtured and strengthened over time. The more we practice self-control, the more powerful it becomes. And with it, we begin to realize that we don't need to react to every situation or emotion. Instead, we can rise above them, stepping into the person we are meant to be, confident and calm in the face of whatever life throws our way. Life is unpredictable. It doesn't ask our permission before throwing challenges, surprises, or setbacks our way. We don't always get to choose what happens to us, but here's the incredible truth: we always get to choose how we respond. That choice, our response, is where our true power lies. It's not in controlling every situation, but in controlling how we navigate through it. Think about this for a moment. Every time something difficult happens, you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to frustration, anger, or despair. The other path leads to calm, strength, and purpose. Which path you take isn't determined by the situation, it's determined by you. Your response shapes the outcome more than the circumstance itself ever could. When you choose your response wisely, you step into a position of power. No longer are you at the mercy of your emotions or the chaos around you. Instead, you become the calm in the storm. It's not always easy, especially when life feels overwhelming, but it's worth it. Imagine how different your life could be if, instead of reacting impulsively to every challenge, you paused, took a breath, and responded from a place of wisdom and confidence. This isn't about pretending everything is fine or denying the emotions you feel. It's about acknowledging those emotions, giving them space, and then deciding how they will influence your next step. You're allowed to feel hurt, frustrated, or disappointed. But you don't have to let those feelings dictate your actions. Faith and perspective are two of the most transformative forces in our lives. Together, they shape how we see the world, how we handle challenges, and how we move forward when everything seems to be falling apart. Faith allows us to believe in what we cannot yet see. And perspective gives us the clarity to understand that our current situation is not the end of our story. When life gets tough, it's easy to get caught up in the immediate struggle. The disappointment, the frustration, the fear, they can all feel so overwhelming in the moment. But when you have faith, you begin to see beyond what's right in front of you. Faith says this is not where it ends. Faith reminds you that there is a greater plan at work. Even if you can't see it yet, it's like standing in the middle of a storm, but knowing the sun is still shining above the clouds. You may not feel it now, but you trust that it's there. Perspective, on the other hand, is what helps us step back and see the bigger picture. It's the ability to view life's challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. It's realizing that the things we go through today are often the very things that prepare us for the blessings of tomorrow. When we shift our perspective, we stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Suddenly the pain and the setbacks begin to have purpose. Faith and perspective go hand in hand. Faith gives. Living with purpose and peace is not just a way of life, it's a mindset, a decision, and a daily practice. It's about waking up each day knowing that you are here for a reason, that your life has meaning, and that no matter what comes your way, you can face it with a calm and steady heart. It's not about avoiding challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about finding a deeper sense of stability that comes from within. Purpose gives your life direction. It's what keeps you moving forward, even when the path feels uncertain. When you live with purpose, you realize that every moment, every choice, every experience is connected to something greater. It's not about chasing perfection or comparing yourself to others. It's about embracing the unique calling that has been placed on your life. When you align your actions with your purpose, you no longer feel like you're wandering aimlessly. Instead, you walk with intention, knowing that even the smallest step is part of a bigger journey. Peace, on the other hand, is what sustains you through the storms of life. It's the quiet confidence that says, I may not have all the answers, but I trust that I'm exactly where I need to be. Peace doesn't come from perfect circumstances, it comes from within. It comes from letting go of what you can't control and focusing on what you can. It's choosing to protect your heart and mind from the noise of the world, refusing to let negativity steal your joy. When you live with purpose and peace, you stop reacting to every little thing that tries to shake you. Instead, you start responding from a place of strength and wisdom. You're no longer chasing after things that don't fulfill you or trying to prove yourself to others. You begin to focus on what truly matters, the relationships, dreams, and values that align with the core of who you are. This kind of life doesn't just happen by chance. It requires a commitment to yourself to nurture your spirit, to align with your purpose, and to guard your peace fiercely. And when you make that commitment, something incredible happens. You start to feel lighter, freer, and more empowered to handle whatever comes your way. You stop striving and start thriving because you're living from a place of authenticity, anchored by the knowledge that your life has meaning and your soul is at rest. To live with purpose and peace is to walk through life knowing that you are enough, that you are capable, and that you are exactly where you're meant to be. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but embracing the journey, trusting that every step, whether smooth or rocky, is shaping you into the person you were created to become. And when you embrace this way of living, you discover a life that is not only fulfilling, but also deeply inspiring to everyone around you. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life. They come uninvited, often catching us off guard and challenging us in ways we never anticipated. A missed promotion, a failed relationship, a dream that seems out of reach, these moments can leave us feeling stuck, defeated, and uncertain about the future. But what if we looked at setbacks differently? What if, instead of seeing them as dead ends, we began to see them as opportunities in disguise? Every setback holds within it the seed of a comeback. The very challenges that seem to hold us back are often the ones that propel us forward if we let them. Setbacks can teach us lessons we never knew we needed to learn. They can build resilience, deepen our character, and redirect us towards something even greater than what we originally envisioned. When we shift our mindset, setbacks stop being roadblocks and start becoming stepping stones. I think about it, some of the most inspiring stories we know are about people who faced overwhelming challenges and turned them into opportunities for growth and greatness. They didn't let their circumstances define them. They decided to rise above them. They used their pain as fuel, their failures as feedback, and their setbacks as the foundation for a stronger, wiser, and more determined version of themselves. It's not easy in the moment. When you're in the middle of a setback, it can feel like everything is falling apart. But that's often when the real work begins. It's in those moments of frustration and uncertainty that you have a choice to make. You can dwell on what went wrong, or you can ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? What's the opportunity here that I can't yet see? Turning setbacks into opportunities requires faith and courage. It requires the faith to believe that this moment is not the end of your story, and the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. It's about finding purpose in the pain and trusting that the setback you're facing is actually setting you up for something greater. Every time life knocks you down, it's an invitation to rise again, stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the journey ahead. Setbacks are not the enemy, they are a part of the process. They strip away what no longer serves us, refine our vision, and redirect us toward our. Life is full of moments where we're faced with a choice. Not a choice about what happens to us that's often out of our hands, but a choice about how we respond. It's easy to believe that the circumstances we face have all the power, that they dictate the course of our lives. But the truth is, it's not the situation that defines us, it's how we respond to it. Every day, life presents us with opportunities to either react or respond. Reaction is immediate, driven by emotion, and often impulsive. It's the quick word spoken in anger, the rash decision made in frustration, or the surrender to fear when faced with uncertainty. But a response is something entirely different. A response is intentional. It's thoughtful. It's rooted in strength, wisdom, and clarity. When you choose your response, you take back control no matter what's happening around you. Imagine that someone says something hurtful and your first instinct is to lash out. That's the reaction. But if you pause, even for a moment, you create a space between what happened and what comes next. In that space lies your power. You can choose to respond with grace, with confidence, with kindness, or with silence. And in that choice, you show not only your strength, but also your character. Choosing your response is about more than just managing your emotions in the moment. It's about shaping your future. Every response you make sets the tone for what comes next. When you respond to challenges with determination, you set the stage for growth. When you respond to setbacks with resilience, you build the foundation for a comeback. When you respond to negativity with positivity, you refuse to let the world steal your joy. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It means acknowledging your feelings, processing them, and then deciding how you want to act. It's not about suppressing who you are, it's about elevating who you are. It's about refusing to let the heat of the moment dictate the direction of your life. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they've faced incredible challenges, maybe even failures or heartbreak. But what sets them apart isn't what happened to them, it's how they responded. They chose to rise above their circumstances, to keep moving forward when it would have been easier to give up. And you can do the same. Every situation, every encounter, every challenge is an opportunity for you to decide who you want to be. Will you let anger, fear, or frustration take the lead? Or will you choose patience, courage, and strength? The choice is always yours. And with every choice, you shape not only your present, but also your future. So no matter what life throws your way, remember this, you may not have control over what happens, but you always have control over how you respond. And that, my friends, is where true power lies.